everybody. Karen Roby here with Bill Detwiler. He, of course, is the editor-in-chief for TechRepublic. And Bill, good to have you with me here today. Just wrapped up Apple's high-speed events. What are your initial thoughts? And talk about some of the announcements coming out of this event.
Yeah, so Apple really needed to make a splash because this will be the first set of 5G iPhones. And it did that with the iPhone 12. So essentially, we got a whole suite of 5G iPhones, as most people expected. We got the iPhone 12, we got the iPhone 12 Pro, we got the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and then we got the iPhone 12 Mini, which is essentially a smaller version of the regular sized iPhone. So, of course, the big news is that all the iPhone 12s will have 5G, and 2020 is really shaping up to be the year of the 5G smartphone. Last year, I think Samsung shipped around 6.7 million 5G Galaxy devices. This year, some analysts expect Apple alone to ship somewhere between 50 and 75 million 5G iPhones. So that, coupled with the 5G devices from the likes of Samsung and Google and Huawei, are really making 2020 the start of the 5G smartphone revolution. Now, when it comes to the iPhone 12, it's going to have Apple's A14 processor. This is the chip that we first saw on the fourth generation iPad Air. They'll have a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with something really unique that they're calling ceramic shield technology, which is a new technology from famous Gorilla Glass manufacturer Corning, which actually embeds these nano ceramic crystals, as they were described during the event, into the glass layer. So supposedly this provides 4 times better drop resistance than in the iPhone 12. We'll have to see how it stands up to kind of our cracking open tests, whether it really is a lot stronger. Other things that you're going to get besides 5G is a new antenna layout optimized for 5G. You're going to get 12 megapixel wide cameras, 12 megapixel ultra wide camera on the iPhone 12 and the Mini. You're going to get essentially the same hardware in each both the Mini and the iPhone 12. It's just the Mini, which is really cool, is going to have a smaller footprint. So for people who thought that the iPhone was just getting a little too hard to hold, a little too large for their hands, you now have an option for a smaller version. Along with the regular and the Mini, you're also going to get the Pro and the Pro Max. These are the phones that Apple really aims at people who prosumers and even professionals to some degree when it comes to photography. So there's a lot of extra work here on the triple camera system that they have on the back of the phones. So this year on the both the Pro and the Pro Max will have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, 12 megapixel wide camera, and a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. They've upgraded the sensor and actually changed how they do optical image stabilization by moving the sensor and not actually like moving the lens. So Apple says this provides better image stabilization. You're also going to get now, and this is really cool, a Lidar scanner on both of the Pro phones. And this is really interesting. It's been talked about for a while. It allows you to do some neat things like scan a room for the dimensions of that room really quickly. And then that information can be plugged into maybe an augmented reality app that allows you to maybe move furniture around the room. Apple showed this off during the event, and it's pretty cool the way it works. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So there's a lot to look forward to in the devices, not just 5G, even though that's the big headline.
Yeah, it most certainly is, Bill. And we've spent a lot of time the last couple of years. Everyone's speculating and talking about when we'll move from rumor to reality. When will we really start to see things picking up with 5G? What do you think today's announcement means for 5G in general?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, with the just sheer number of sales that are expected to come from Apple's announcement, I think that's really going to start to push 5G adoption into, I guess, more people's hands, right? Most people were holding off until, not, I wouldn't say most, but many people were holding off getting a 5G device until Apple came out with theirs. Sure, Samsung has had 5G devices for a while now. Google rolled out their 5G Pixels earlier this year as well. So there's plenty of choice out there. Apple is, the effect of it on the 5G market really can't be understated. It sells so many devices, and a lot of analysts are really talking about this being a pretty big upgrade cycle for Apple right now. A lot of people have been holding off on their phones, or on upgrading their phones, I should say, and to see what Apple was going to do this year. And so there are a lot of people out there with 2 and 3 year old phones that will be looking to upgrade. Now, the bigger challenge is the carriers. Now, depending on where you are, will depend on how good the speeds are with 5G, whether you get them at all, honestly. For example, where I live, we don't really have 5G, and we especially don't have the ultra wideband 5G that Verizon, who was actually at the Apple event, they're talking about their 5G networks. We certainly don't have that. So it's hard for everyone who might want to buy an iPhone to take advantage of these really tremendous speeds. I mean, that's the big thing with 5G. Whether you're a consumer or you're in the B2B space, you get this ultra fast speed, but you also get very low latency, which enables a lot of really cool technology that we've been expecting sort of for a while now, like autonomous driving or telehealth, those things where milliseconds matter, not just in the world of esports. 5G has the potential to really sort of enable some of those technologies. And Apple talked about that. They really talked about during the event how they have worked not just on the hardware side, but also on the software side and with their own IS, and then on the application software side to really optimize the entire system to take advantage of 5G speeds and 5G's latency improvements. Also, they talked about something around preserving battery. So they do have a smart mode on the phone, which will help it and the applications on the phone switch back and forth between the LTE network and a 5G network when the speeds are needed, that will help save battery life, which is really cool. I mean, the biggest drain on a lot of these phones, besides the display, is just running the radios. And so if you don't need 5G speeds, if you're not streaming your favorite movie, you're not trying to download a really large file, you're not doing something that requires 5G, then there's no point in just burning the battery when LTE will do just fine.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing about these events, Bill, is we know there's always rumors swirling leading up to the event, people speculating always. And when you talk about this event today, what did we not hear about that people were anticipating?
Yeah, so there was one thing that we did get that was a rumor, which is the new HomePod Mini, which is a $99 sort of spherical version of Apple's smart speaker. I wrote about this over on TechRepublic's sibling site, ZDNet. In fact, I said that I was more interested in a new HomePod than I was the iPhone, because I think this is really sort of the gateway to the home. And it was interesting to see Apple actually lead with this during this event. Although they spent most of their time on the iPhone 12, they start off with the Mini. So that'll be really cool. $99. It'll also make the HomePod more accessible. It was a great speaker. I have one of the original HomePods. It provided excellent sound quality, but it often sort of lacked in features of some of the smart speakers from, say, supported by Amazon Alexa, like the Echo devices, or a Google Assistant on the Google Home or the Google Nest speakers now. So we did get that. What we didn't get, though, were several things that had been rumored to be announced maybe a few weeks ago, a few months ago, but in recent days had started to be pushed out. One of those were Macs powered by Apple's custom silicon. You know, Apple has been working on this for several years. Some of the early reports around 2018 talked about Apple's plans to replace the Intel processors that had powered Macs for years with custom designed ARM processors. And so, really starting the process this year. We didn't get that at this event. There's a possibility that it could be announced at a November event this year, or even maybe held till early 2021. But my bet is still that we get something around Apple Silicon and Macs by the end of this year. The other thing that we didn't get are AirPods Studio. Now, again, this was a rumor, and these were supposed to be over the ear headphones and expand on Apple's AirPods and AirPods Pro line of earbuds. This would fit into Apple's purchase of Beats years and years ago with their sort of over the ear, on ear headphones. We thought we might see that, didn't get it. The last thing we didn't get, and this disappointed a lot of people, including myself, because it's been rumored for years and years, are AirTags. These are little like Bluetooth tracking tags, although Apple's will probably use a variety of technologies. Similar to those that you see from Tile, that you can attach to your keys, attach to your luggage. They make slim versions you can slide in a wallet, and allow you to locate, your possessions on your phone or online. Sometimes there's a theft network to where other devices, other users in the network can detect those possessions in case they're stolen, and then you can get a last known location for them. So these are, and they'll make noise. You can ring them to make noise. So we thought we might get that. It's been seen. The term AirTags has actually been seen in various Apple material and in some of the source code for iOS 13, but no dice today. We'll just have to wait on all those.
Yeah, I would love for them to come out with the tags with the keys, especially. That would be nice. Well, always exciting, Bill, on these days, when we see what actually comes to fruition, what they want to tell us about, and to talk about it. We will have much more, of course, on TechRepublic and ZDNet and reviews and analysis and all of that great stuff. So we hope all of you will check it out there. Thanks for watching.